Testing one. First things first. What do they have in common? How many x's do they have in common? They all have 4. Do you need to go ahead and rewrite it like this so that you see the 6 x's? So that you see the 5 x's? So that you see the 4 x's? Do they have any numbers and or letters in common? They've got 4 of each. So when you factor out the 4 x's, guess what? That's x to the 4th. What's left over on the inside? Since there's 3 terms, that's 8x squared minus 10x minus 3. Next, use your AC chart to factor this. What two numbers multiply to negative 24, but add the negative 10? So, use your AC chart. Find the two factors, two numbers that multiply to negative 24 and add the negative 10. Do you have to list all the factors? Maybe, maybe not. But remember, one of these has to be negative. Is it the 2 or is it the 12? Since that adds the positive 10, it can't be that. So let's move the negative over to the 12 because that adds the negative 10. Let's use those two to rewrite the b term. What do I mean by that? I'm going to ignore this x to the 4 for a moment. It's still part of my answer. But I'm going to rewrite the b term using these two factors. Then, you're going to do factor by grouping. What can I take out from the first two? What goes in there, both number and letter? A 2 and an x. What's left over? 4x plus 1. If I do this right and take out the biggest factor here, I will see that common factor show up. Divide out a negative 3. What remains? When you divide out a negative 3, you got 4x and you got positive 1. When you see this common factor, then you know you're almost done. You've got the car in the driveway. Let's just park it and get out. What are you going to do? You're going to rewrite this using your common factor. What's on the outside becomes the other factor. And don't forget this x to the 4th that you had. Because without it, multiplying these together, you can never get back to 8x to the 6th. And that, my friends, is done.